Okay, welcome everyone. We are here for the BFAB event of the evening. My name is Rachel Mateo and my business is Health Mood. So the idea behind BFAB is not just to be fabulous, but this is body fat and achy body that we're tackling here in holistic and healthy ways. So we're going to jump right in, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being live, you guys. Thank you so much for dealing with the technical difficulties in the beginning. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching and taking a moment for your health. You guys that are listening right now, I know that you could be doing anything else, but you chose to be here to learn a little bit about ways that you can improve your health and your well-being. So I think that's amazing. So let me go to our first slide here. Okay. So like I mentioned, my name is Rachel Mateo. I've been in fitness and nutrition my whole professional career. It is definitely my passion. And what I love is to not just live it and walk the walk and talk the talk, because I want to grow older healthfully. I see the health issues that my parents are going through, that friends have gone through, and I want to do my best to live as long and healthy as I can. And so between my fitness and coaching and nutrition coaching, I'm a Reiki practitioner, which is energy work. I used to compete in bodybuilding, but that is long gone. This is now about health and taking care of taking care of myself, so we can live long, healthy lives. So BFAB, belly fat. We're going to start with the first half of this acronym. It's more than just dealing with excess body fat around your midsection. Okay, you can call it a muffin top, you can call it your spare tire. But as I mentioned to you guys earlier before starting, your visceral fat is the fat that's around your organs. So we want to think twofold on this. We're not just focusing on what we can see. When we're talking about improving our health, we're talking about what we also cannot see. So when it surrounds your internal organs, like your stomach and your intestines, that is something to pay attention to, because the toxins then leach into your digestive system and into those organs. Your fat cells hold on to toxins. That's their job. So when you have fat cells in your body, it's not just to give you a little squishing for the cushion. It is to enrobe toxins that are in our environment that we take in through our diet, through our environment, and they protect our vital organs. So when you are trying to lose weight or you're trying to exercise, if you're not losing weight healthfully by eating nutritious foods, by detoxing your body, then it's like if you imagine a fat cell squishing and out goes the toxins back into your bloodstream, and they can wreak havoc on your body. So there are certain ones that are called cytokines that can boost your chance of heart disease and make your body less sensitive to insulin, which can bring on diabetes. So now you see how everything is starting to already connect. And that is going to be the weave that goes through this whole presentation. But belly fat causes inflammation, which can lead to certain cancers. So it's uncovered that there are links between the visceral fat and cancers of the colon, esophagus, and pancreas. And it is sneaky. Just because maybe someone doesn't have the muffin top or spare tire doesn't mean that they're without that internal visceral fat. So it can sneak up on us. The other half of the acronym today is the AB, the achy body. So is including but not limited to, of course, I'm sure you could think of 6 more that either you or a family member is dealing with. So it could be because of blood flow, lack of blood flow. It's gut dysbiosis. And just what that means is imbalance of the good and the bad bacteria in your gut. Autoimmune and chronic illness can certainly cause a lot of aches and pains. This is very near and not so dear to me within my family. I see a lot of this. So again, speaking on the side of prevention. Arthritis, that causes lots of aches and pains. Lack of strength, if you are weak, if your muscles are not strong to support your movement. And medications. So medications are there for a reason, which is a hopefully temporary reason. But regardless, medications will always have some other effect in your body. It is not necessarily meant to be there. You don't take a medicine to heal and then boom, I'm done with medicine. Unfortunately, medicines are masks of symptoms. And so the underlying cause is what we always have to get to the root of. So if you are having an achy body, any or all of these or many of these can be the issue. So our 3 areas of focus, my main focus of daily life, but to attack the BFAB, is going to be daily movement. This is purposeful, meaningful, and consistent. Healing nutrition plus hydration. So we want to be anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense, full of healthy fats and microbiome support. And soul care, that's that blanket term that I like to use, which is all the other stuff, right? We have the nutrition going in, we have the daily movement, but it's also what we're thinking, what we're filling our minds with, how we activate our nervous system throughout the day, or how we deactivate it. So let's first focus on movement. So movement strengthens the body, raises your metabolism, lubricates your joints, and so much more, so much more. So I am a huge advocate for a healthy morning routine because it's how you start your day. So if you are rushing to take care of your son or daughter, you are rushing to get out the door, you are picking up your phone first thing in the morning and you're reading all sorts of bullshit that maybe your eyes and your brain shouldn't be absorbing first thing, you want to have a moment for yourself. And if you have a busy day ahead of you, hopefully you can allot at least an extra 10 minutes of your morning that's just for you, right? So what can you do to move your body? It can be anything, right? So it can be some stretches. It can be a 5-minute yoga video. It could be a couple of squats and push-ups. It could just be jogging in place. It could be some bending and stretching. I have a whole host of activities that I can give you. I could forward to you if you want. You could just let me know, put it in the comments, or reach out to me after. I have a lot I can share with you. We want to think of this as, if we're going to the bottom, discover the privilege and the joy. You get to move your body. There are so many people out there that don't have the ability to move, right? So it's perspective. If you are wheelchair bound, or if you are, missing a limb, or you are debilitated and you just can't move well, there's something that you can do that you can move just your upper body or just your lower body. Movement in some form of which way is always important. Now, if you don't have any of those maladies, consider yourself lucky and move while you still can. Movement will create that domino effect, and it's always important. So it's on how you look at it. How much time do you spend sitting? Sitting is what they call as the new smoking. It is a huge detriment to the body. So even if you exercise regularly, if you're still sitting 8+ hours a day, that is causing its own damage. So get up, set a timer, and maybe every hour in the hour, you're getting up and you're dancing around. And I know somebody on this Zoom likes to dance around the house. Whatever it is, you can get yourself up and moving because you just got to shake it out and you can sit back down and return to work. And strength training and resistance training. This is one of the most important forms of exercise because you want to, if you're decreasing pain in the body, if you want to stabilize your skeletal system, if you want to stabilize your core, your midsection to prevent back injuries, you must use resistance. Now, this is body weight resistance. This is bands. This is light to moderate weight, any and all of the above. Now, because you're on this Zoom today, I do teach group fitness classes. I do one-on-one coaching. If it's something you need specific help with, I'm more than happy to help you there. It's good to have a solid routine that you can do and feel confident in, so you know you're hitting all the body parts. Quick, go over to the left side where it says discover the privilege and joy. The best form of exercise, though, is the one that you will do. So though I say strength training is ultimately important, that is, if you could pick anything, that's one of the most important. But whatever you enjoy, that's what you do because it's better than nothing. Who will you be accountable to? What are the consequences if you don't move your body? What will happen if you don't move? Think about that, ponder that, and realize that because it will be a reality if you don't get your booty moving in the next couple months, weeks, months, years. There's deterioration that will happen and you'll ache more and create more belly fat. I will not read through all these. I wanted this slide to kind of be overwhelming in the fact that whatever form of exercise you choose, the benefits are endless. And I mean they're absolutely endless because one benefit will beget another benefit, will beget another benefit. So sure as shit, if you get the ball rolling, it's only going to create the bigger and better effect. Think of it as like a snowball that you roll down the mountain. By the end, like whatever the end is this humongous, humongous ball of snow, right? So it just picks up as it goes. Same thing here. You are, look, I highlighted the green areas because those areas are how it pertains to belly fat and body aches. But all of this is not an inclusive list. All these benefits plus some, plus much, plus mucho. Let's move on to the second pillar. This is healing, nutrition, and hydration. So the idea here is gut health. Gut health, gut health, gut health. We want to also decrease inflammation and we want to fuel for life. So we want to hydrate well and hydrate often with water. Okay, half your body weight in ounces. So right now, take your body weight. How much do you weigh? As a quick example, if you pick 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water every day as best as you can. Try to just at least know where you're starting, have a way to measure, and then know where to get there from here. Ditch the fake food. So this is ultra processed, this is processed, this is artificial sweeteners, hydrogenated oils and seed oils, etc. So ultra processed, think like Cheetos, think Doritos, think like it is so far removed from nature, it's ridiculous. That's ultra processed where there's colors in it and it's so manufactured that there's no chance there's anything natural about it. Processed is a step back from that where it's not quite as frankenfood, but it's still processed. So like maybe a healthy cereal or a healthy bread, it's still maybe like Cheerios. Okay, so Cheerios aren't terrible, but it's still processed, right? It's still not of the earth, right? There might be some natural ingredients in there, but mostly not. Even processed can be a decent bread, but if there's like toxins and chemicals and preservatives in there with some of the good stuff, your body doesn't know what to do with that processed junk. And this is where the real problem is. It's not just creating the fat, it's not just creating the aches and pains. This is the effect that sometimes you can't see that leads to disease down the road. So it's one thing if every once in a while you have that Uncrustable, guilty, it's my guilty pleasure. I might have that twice a year because it's just the joy that it brings me may outweigh the bad effects. But if it's every once in a while, your body can handle it. So ditch the fake food out of your day to day. Top corner section here. Half your plate at every meal should be a rainbow of produce, fruits, vegetables, and other nutrient-dense foods. So I'm talking breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm talking every snack. You want to find produce in every time you sit down to eat. It is that important. And find your proper amount and kind of protein. So we always, as a society, overemphasize the amount of protein we need. Now, granted, if you're trying to build muscle, or if you're going through menopause, if you're dealing with hormonal issues, or there's a certain specific thing that you are dealing with health-wise, you might need more. But the baseline of human needs is going to be 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. So again, your body weight times 0.36 grams, that's the approximate amount of protein that you can have that will sustain your life and keep you healthy. You do not necessarily need more than that. Now, don't underestimate when I say, okay, more sources than you may realize. It isn't just whole food as in pork, beef, chicken, egg, seafood, fish. It can also be, there's so many plant proteins and they add up as well. So even if I have a list, if you want me to send it to you, type it in the chat, ask me later, write it down, let me know. But there's so many plant sources of protein. And if you get most of those in your diet daily, then you only need a little bit of maybe the organ meat or a little bit of the animal source of protein. Now, for me personally, I cut out all dairy because, as we talk about later, it causes more inflammation. So personally, I choose to If I'm reducing inflammation, I choose to reduce or eliminate my dairy. But again, to each his own. Focus on what works best for you. So gut bacteria, there's more bacteria in your gut than there are cells on your body. Your gut bacteria goes to work to create your own internal medicine. So you want to think about prebiotic foods, which contain fiber, and probiotic foods work together synergistically in your gut. And there's a new outcome called postbiotics that your gut creates. And that in itself is a medicine. You cannot have postbiotics. You can't eat postbiotics. You can't get it through your diet. Your body has to create those. And so prebiotics are in things like fibrous foods, so all your veggies and fruits. Probiotics are your fermented foods. So sauerkraut. I just had that yesterday. I want to have it more. It's delicious. If you don't like it, there's also yogurt. Think the lowest amount of sugar yogurt that you can possibly find. Try not to get the sweetened kinds. You can sweeten it yourself with honey or a little coconut sugar, stevia drops, fresh fruit, frozen fruit, whatever. Kimchi, sourdough bread, homemade sourdough bread. If you need a recipe, I got you. But prebiotics plus probiotics, great for the gut bacteria. And we need to feed our gut because a lot of the disease, a lot of the illnesses, a lot of the sickness that we have is because of dysbiosis, like we talked about earlier. If you want to change your health, you change your gut. And is it 80 or 85% of your immune system is housed in your gut. So if you are getting sick all the time, pay attention to your gut health. What are you doing to feed the gut? Is your enteric nervous system, so it works, your gut and your brain are so tightly connected. It's almost like, yes, your brain is absolutely your brain, it's your thinking brain, but your gut controls also your thoughts. Your gut causes anxiety, can cause you to have anxiety. It can cause you to have brain fog. So it is one and the same, the flow of how things work. So if you want a healthy brain, you got to pay attention to your gut. So an example of a quality diet, again, type in the chat or let me know later if you need to know about the MIND diet. What this is, my general recommendation that's good for most people. It is a brain healthy diet. And if you're talking about healthy food for your brain, it's also healthy for your gut. It's also healthy for your heart and ... down the line. So it is a hybrid of the DASH diet, which is dietary approach to stop hypertension, and the Mediterranean diet, which you know is full of veggies and good omega fatty fish, olive oil, just really good whole foods. So a goal of consistent quality diet is healthy omega fatty acids. Fresh, raw is preferable. And if you can't do that, then in off season, it's winter right now, frozen is really good too. Fresh and fruits and vegetables in a wide variety and a rainbow of colors. So it's not just your 5 that you might eat on a semi-consistent basis. The red tomato is different than the red cherry is different than the red strawberry, and they're all very unique in what they do to prevent disease and to help your gut stay healthy. So as much variety as you can possibly stand or achieve. Fiber rich and nutrient dense. So fiber is king. If it has fiber, it's going to help you feel satiated. It's going to pull the sugars into your bloodstream slower. So it helps you feel satisfied, but also it doesn't spike your blood sugar. So fiber, fiber, fiber. Plus, it helps clean out your digestive system. You do not want gunk lining your intestines because that gunk is absorbed, it has toxins in it, and your walls of your colon and your intestines will then absorb the toxins out of that gunk instead of absorbing the nutrition out of your food. So we want fiber to keep pushing that fight through. Incorporation of fermented foods, we talked about that. There are other ones that we didn't mention. Eliminate processed and ultra processed foods. Please, that's like top of the list. Eliminate or limit sodas, juices, and colored sugary beverages. Why? Because it's just sugar straight to the bloodstream. It'll go right to your midsection. It causes just discomfort in the body. Juice, again, you think, oh, it's fruit juice, but it is straight sugar. It is just like spoon feeding yourself sugar. It is missing the fiber. So eat 5 oranges or drink a small glass of orange juice. You're far better eating 5 oranges. You're not really necessarily going to do that, but eat more fruits actually. The juice, just drink water. Just go with water or squeeze some lemon in it. Okay, there's your juice. And sugar calorie beverages, it's kind of like food dyes we know are toxic. We don't need that excess. And limit your alcohol consumption. Now, I'll say I'm the first to say I love a good cocktail or glass of wine every once in a while. We have our moments, we have our occasions. But for the day-to-day life, you want to limit because it certainly wrecks and wreaks havoc on your gut health. It definitely kills the good bacteria and it causes inflammation. So if you're going to eat something, you ask yourself a couple questions. Will this increase or decrease inflammation in my body? Will this help feed my gut in a healthy way? Is it providing me nourishment? Is it giving me vitamins and minerals and enzymes and antioxidants and etc.? Is it giving me life? Is it alive? Is it live food? Is it actually an ingredient made, put together into a recipe, and I recognize these ingredients? Or is it like bright orange? And how do I feel after eating it? So if you're going to eat it. But then you have to stop, take pause, and think, how does this make me feel? And you can imagine the more you pay attention to that, then you realize what the long-term effects of it would be if you keep eating that. Okay, the last pillar, here we are. Soul care and sleep, nervous system support, stress release, rejuvenation of hormones. So we want to focus first on pulling back out of our stressful lives. Everybody has a different reason for their stressors, whether it's work, it's family, it's children, it's parents, it's environment, it's news, it's the world. God, we can go on and on. So what do? We can't constantly be in this state of worry, this state of fight or flight, this anxiety, right? Even this, what we're talking about today, this is not like a you have to, you must do. You are learning right now and you're doing yourself an amazing good step by just learning. So take a breath and know that quiet time outside of the busyness and outside of the stress is necessary. Why? Because we want to keep our nervous system in check to lower cortisol levels and promote inner healing. We'll get back to this in a second. We need to stress less, so we need to let go of what we can't control. Stress just keeps, again, belly fat all day long, cortisol. It's what the cortisol does. So the pituitary gland in your brain will go to your adrenal gland, and the adrenal gland produces an enzyme. Then it's the cortisol that is released, that belly fat, that spare tire, that is all due to cortisol. So if you are stressed and you're in that constant fight or flight, no wonder why you have that excess around your middle. So what can you control? What can't you control? If you are upset about something, it often helps to journal, write it down. What am I worried about? And what can I do about it? What can't I? Some things you just have to let go, let God, or just let it go completely and realize it's out of your control. So that is very important, to let go of what you can't. Meditation and prayer. Now, depending on what you feel, what you believe, either way, it's the same thing because they're both focused forms of intention, which produce shifts in the brain waves and body chemistry. So if you are quietly meditating, again, the first thing is time for quiet. Your mind can run, but always bring it back to your breath. Taking time to shut the doors, be in quiet. You could put on a guided meditation. You could play calming meditative music, something that you could tie one thought, one focus of your brain on. And that focus on the breath, the focus on the music you're listening, the focus of someone telling you in guided meditation what to focus on, the prayers that you're saying. Your words or your thoughts are tangible, and that's how prayer works. You get into what you're thinking and what you're saying and believe it. And that calmness that it brings about in your body, that prayer is answered, that meditation delivers that calmness, you are absolutely going into the alpha waves of your brain waves, which is that relaxation. You shift what chemicals are released. your body chemistry changes. And when that body chemistry changes, it affects every cell of your body, which promotes new cell growth, healthier organs, healthier organ systems, healthier body. The last thing we'll talk about, and this is earlier to bed, you need to have a wind down routine. So just like I talked about a healthy morning routine of movement, of hydration, drinking water, of getting good nutrition in, you want to wind down. So after we're off this Zoom, if you're on it live, which I know that some of you are, shut down your devices, put away electronics. If you're gonna watch some TV, great. But try to do one of these healthy things. Focus on some breathing. I could teach you some breathing exercises that can help you calm your nervous system and wind down. And then try to get to bed 15 minutes earlier if you can, especially if you're getting up early. 7 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, great. Sometimes 9 could be a bit much. 6 might not be enough, but try to focus on about 7 to 8. Quickly, the stress response is how it works. Perceived threat, it's something quick. We need this to get us out of a dangerous situation. But when we are constantly worried, stressed, we're bombarded, that never settles down. So that stress response, that cortisol is always flooding through our bloodstream. So we've got to do the opposite. We've got to work on, instead of the stress response, the relaxation response. Not your sympathetic, but your parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic will kick in on its own once the perceived threat is gone. But if you're a person that keeps on, or some life is just at you, you got to find the way to invoke the parasympathetic nervous system. So what you can do is, because your heart rate comes down, your breathing, your pupils dilate, your gut becomes active again, so you can focus on your digestion, your blood flows healthfully, the good hormones begin to flow again, and it conserves your energy. This is what happens when in your rest and reset. So it's either fight or flight, or rest and digest, rest and reset. So we can induce this to combat those harmful effects of chronic stress, which leads to belly fat and body aches. So we're going to do a simple recap. And as we close this out, I want you to think of any questions you have from everything I've talked about so far. I want you to maybe think about your main takeaway, and whether you decide to share this with me or not, write it down, right? What was your main takeaway? What will you possibly implement to move forward in your life? Move your body daily with an emphasis on strength. Remember the importance of strengthening your muscles, flexibility to get looseness through your muscles and ease the muscles, and your core, because that's what supports. Your core is everything between your shoulders and your glutes, really. So core strengthening, it's going to also reduce back pain. It's going to help keep everything around your organs and your spine, your central nervous system supported, okay? It's also going to increase your metabolism, which helps you burn calories more efficiently. Any and all movement count for something. And so just have fun. Find something you enjoy and just do it. The joy is also in the purpose. So think of, like we talked about today, why am I doing this movement? Because it all matters, because it all counts. Nothing is out of line. Just move your body. It all matters. So find the purpose, understand, do your research, reach out to me. And the more you know why you're doing something, the more you'll stick to it. And you can actually think about how it's impacting your body while you do it. And that is a pretty damn good thing. So nutrition is real. Nutrition is powerful. It is a weapon or it is a poison. So make your choices wisely. Improve your gut health. Your gut and your brain, synonymous. They are one and the same. One helps the other, one hinders the other. So we make good choices. We feed our gut. Your gut will repay you and help every cell in your body thrive. Prioritize your periods of rest to keep your feel-good hormones flowing and calm your nervous system of stressors. So periods of rest. This is quiet time. This is meditation. This is prayer. This is shutting doors. This is peace and quiet with no noise. Or this is calm music. This is guided meditation. Find that time. 5 minutes is great. Longer is better. and give yourself grace because this is your health journey. Every step you take in a positive direction is in a positive direction, and it helps and it matters. So I will go to here. He who has begun has half done. So dare to be wise and just begin. It's very good advice. If you feel you're stopping yourself anywhere in life, just start. It's better than you were having not started. You agree? And what questions do you have? How can I help? If you want to take down my email and my website, they're both easy to remember, www.myhealthmood.com. And my email address is myhealthmood@gmail.com. So I can see, hopefully, stop the share. Can I see you guys? Okay, well, I don't see, I see your name. So there's nothing I see in the chat. Oh, actually, not, yes. Yes. So he asked if I have any home workout routines using body weight. So that is what my group fitness classes that I teach live specialize in. So we pick up some weights every once in a while, but most of the workouts are done with body weight. I record these workouts and I have a library of all of them. So you could either log on with a Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. And that way I can see you if you want to be seen, and I could correct you. I could encourage you specifically along with everybody else. Or keep your camera off and just do your thing and trust that you're in good form. Or if you don't, if that doesn't work for your schedule, then there's the recordings library. And you can reach out to me afterwards, either email, text, Facebook Messenger, whatever, and I can give you the link that you can get access to the library. So even when we do use weights, it is moderate. So it's anywhere between 3-pound little hand weights to maybe 20-pound, 120-pound dumbbell. And I note in the workout, like this one, we're using weights, so you know what the categories are. So any other questions? I will take this off of the recording. Thank you everyone for joining.